All right, cool. Well, guys, this is the first episode of Not Really Therapy. Honestly, we're just going for an open-ended discussion today. It's gonna be kind of whatever's on John's mind here today. We have John with us, who is a stand-up comedian, which I didn't know prior to this, and I feel really bad for saying that I didn't know it. But he was like, "Oh, I thought that's why you chose me," but really it was Dylan that brought him up. So, Dylan, did you know?
Hmm. Yes, sir. No, I was aware. Yeah, I know that he did. At least I knew that John does the open mic stuff. I didn't know that he had his own sets, which was new to me. And that was when.
No. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was about to say the last time I heard of what you were doing, you were working for the news station.
Well, yeah, I've had to keep like a stable job through all of it because right now it's mostly just a hobby. I mean, it does like I make money from it, but it not enough to appease my wife if I'm just getting that. So I run a show over in our town, and it's been pretty cool actually. Like we brought in a lot of names that were really just big to me because they were like people who I love comedy, so I would just like we'd bring in these people that were like I knew them from TV before we ever brought them in, so it was like so cool to me. But then like those people had never heard of them.
Who would you
Um,
say is the most predominant name that maybe we might have heard of?
um, well, I'll give you this one, but it wasn't me who brought him in. It was like the guy who was pretty much running it before me, but was Hannibal Buress. Um,
Okay.
All right,
he
all
brought
right.
him to town, and then
Yeah.
so that's probably the only one that like people would have like a lot of people would know.
No, yeah, that especially now, he's actually picking up some heat. He's making a lot of noise. He's everywhere now. Ever since uh, what
He's
the Andre show?
that, and he's really spread out into like
He
support
was
roles
also in
in
Cougar
movies.
Town. I don't really know what his first big thing was. Not Cougar Town. Oh crap! I screwed that up. Uh,
I know he was in several movies.
Yeah, he plays a bunch of
uh,
support roles, just random.
yeah, it's really like a lot of support roles for him, but like his stand up is very popular too. So he's got like a lot of Netflix specials.
Yeah, no, that's actually a pretty big name. I would have
But
recognized
I
him.
can't take credit for that one at all because like I was not. I'm not even like the one who recruits them still. I mean, since COVID, like we've had nobody. But even before that, I wasn't the one bringing them in. I was just the one hosting and like would share the stage with them. But that was still so cool.
You get like a deal from the venue.
Yeah, we were working with. It was actually a local brewery, and the guy who set it all up, he's a good friend of mine, and basically went in and he set up like there's back room where like they brew their beers and stuff. It looks like Breaking Bad in the later seasons when they're like working in like the millions. Um, just
That's
because
when
like
it's
all
more
the equipment
officially.
and stuff, but they set up like a little spotlight and everything back there, and like just like rows of like seating and stuff. So it's actually a pretty cool little setup.
So that's I do not have the balls to walk up on a stage. I don't. I mean, I could if I was like giving a business speech. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing like a presentation, or if I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I could do stand up comedy though. I think I'd feel way too judged. Way too
I'm
judged.
actually kind of the same way. I couldn't do it if I wasn't giving a presentation, but that's kind of my style. I'm very rehearsed. I don't do a lot of off the cuff stuff. So I'm very jealous of like comedians who do that really well.
Would you say it's mostly? Would you say your material is more in the style of punchlines, or would you say it's more stories, or maybe a
More
couple?
punchlines. I'm really good at joke writing. Um, I really need to work on my like niche and like the presentation of it.
I mean, how long? And did you say how long you've been doing it? Like how many times have you been on that stage in front of an audience? Should I say?
I don't I don't even have a guess, honestly. I mean, I've only lived here for just over, I mean, almost 2 years now. So I would say it was like usually it was monthly, but then we would have sometimes a couple times a month.
Oh wow!
So I would say like 20 something times.
In a 2 year span, that's dope. Like I wasn't expecting that.
And that's just that one stage that we've been running. I've performed at other places in this time, and I've been doing it pretty much since like I graduated high school. Like my freshman year of college is when I first started like dabbling.
That's
I mean, so you're pretty experienced. I mean, you got enough to where you can get on a fresh stage and hold your own to what you don't get too much stage fright or nervousness. Like, have you
Yeah,
broken that mold yet?
depending on like my alcohol intake, because I like to have a little bit before I go on, just enough to be like comfortable. But
Yeah, you
I
got to
can't
balance
just
that out.
mess up and overdo it.
Yeah, you got to balance it out. That's what that's what I learned with in the music scene with the Star Cult guys. It's managing the event before they actually get on stage.
yes, that
Yes.
is that is true.
Yeah, so sometimes I
And
mean, it's wild over there. You can't help it if you have like a beer or 20.
And Zach was just kind of catching me up on what y'all were doing with that beforehand. I was telling him like, good call on your part, like, because like trying to be famous is really it's pretty stupid,
Mm.
honestly. Like, you're probably most people, almost everybody is not gonna get there who tries. But
Yeah, if that's your end goal.
the people who make money off of people who want to be famous, that's a smart move.
Yeah, why be the star when you can make the star,
That's
right?
right.
That has a bit more value.
Right, exactly.
That's what Korea is doing. They're dishing out all those K-pop stars, man. It's all in a formula. They each have their specific role. It's like 12-member bands. They all speak 2,000 languages.
Fucking algorithms.
Oh.
Literally the meta of bands. K-pop band.
You mentioned your wife earlier. Is she on board with the comedy? Does she go to the stand-up shows? Show all
Yeah,
that
it's funny.
work?
She likes it. She loves a lot of my jokes. She's not afraid to tell me that's just not a good joke when I run them by her. But I actually brought her to one of my shows pretty early on, which is a really risky move. Yeah, it's an easy way to scare people away. But
You
she
already
said like,
bagged her, right?
do what now?
You already bagged her, right? This is when she's your wife.
Oh man, I'm having a little audio problem here.
Oh no! So he was saying, is it was that after you guys were married or before?
Oh no, it was well before. Like we had
Oh.
just started dating, and I invited her to one of my shows, and she told me later on, well after this, but she was like, yeah, I mean, I was pretty much like gonna have to make a decision after that show. Like, if I didn't like it, I couldn't just like go on dating you pretending that I liked your stand up. But she says she liked it, so
I mean, that's
I
good.
guess
Honestly,
it
I'd
worked out.
rather it'd rather be an honest first start than have her put the
I
knife
mean,
in.
yeah, that's a good point. Like, if it's something I really wanted to do, then I can't just.
She just has this terrible secret forever that she didn't like your first show.
I know that, but it went really well. Like, I lucked out, and I had a really good response from the audience that night. So, like, probably even if she didn't like my style, like, it still sounded good. It was like having a laugh track that wasn't forced.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, everybody likes the organic laugh track.
Like, I don't get it, but some people do, so I guess it's not bad.
Where it doesn't, everyone's kind of like grinning. They're looking at each other like, feeling bad. So they're like, yeah, man, clap on, clap on. So now, like years later, do you have material involving like people or like say your wife now?
Oh yeah, like since I've started to become a little more honest, like in bits on stage, and she's slowly liking it less and less. I think because a great big part of my life is the person who I'm married to and raise a good child with. So
He's like, it slowly gets more real and real.
Yeah. No, like she doesn't like the jokes I make about our son. Sometimes like I refer to him in a joke, and I think I coined this term, but I'm afraid to Google it in case I'm wrong. But I call him a pull-out participation trophy.
Whoa.
She's not a huge fan of that joke.
Yeah, no, that's definitely that's a good one to be honest.
I'm starting to see
Yeah, that's why
why
I'm
she
afraid to
likes
Google
it.
it and find out that I'm not close to the first person who said that, which is
Yeah,
not good practice if you want to ever get into comedy.
I mean that's duly noted.
Just in case you guys want to, dip your toes in
I
to an
couldn't.
unprofitable career in the middle of a pandemic.
You know the
Yeah, I mean you never know though. Some people need some laughter. Maybe do some stand up. In your room with a webcam. Isn't that what everyone's doing now? Stand up.
Oh yeah, like all of my comedian friends are doing that, and for the most part, I don't think it's going well for them. I'm just basically like, oh, I'm not gonna do any shows that aren't shows right now, so I'm just not doing stand up at them.
I mean, I would be right there with you. I would feel weird not having a type of audience, not because I need to be in front of people, but you kind of do. You need that energy, and it's almost like motivation. I would imagine is that
Right, you really need the laughter there, like, and you can't have a fake laugh track with stand up comedy, even if you're doing it. Especially, I feel like if you're doing it from your home. Um, No,
yeah,
like it's just something about like I mean that's why I guess so many like sitcoms people love are like really stupid if you take away the laugh track. Like you've probably seen The Big Bang Theory without the laugh track or stuff.
yeah, where it's just awkward and kind of
It's
that's I
just
think
so awkward.
yeah,
so
it gets like almost
yeah.
scary and kind of freaky. It's a weird world we live in now. Everything is sound bites now.
Yeah.
It's all digital, bro. Everything digital.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my problem with my hobby right now. With one of my hobbies, I I get into too many hobbies. I take on too much.
Oh god, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I dabble in a little bit of everything I can.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've gotten to the point where like I started and stopped so many things that I thought I was going to be really into that like what I did this test now where I'm like if I can just like do a bunch of research on the boring parts of this and get through it, then I like it enough to pursue it.
Well,
Like I'm breeding fish now, which I talked to Zach about, which was uh, I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. I'm having a big fight with my wife over goldfish.
over goldfish.
Yeah,
I
now
mean, I'm
Oh
we
yeah, over
I'm
goldfish.
my curiosity is a little piqued. Are you buying too many goldfish? Are you buying the biggest goldfish? I mean, does this
Here's
gold?
the problem, all right? Okay, so my aunt gifted us, doing air quotes right now, with her pet goldfish in like just a 10-gallon tank, which, is pretty good for one goldfish. But
Yeah,
we took it on. We're like, yay, this is a great gift. You got to experience the fun part of having a goldfish, which was, setting, decorating the tank and, getting a new pet. And then we took on the responsibility of having to clean it all up. Um, so I wasn't super excited at first. And then I was like, I had just a 10-gallon tank sitting in my garage. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to clean it. I'm going to make this look really freaking cool. I did. And then I got it all set up really nice for the goldfish and then put it in there. And I was like, this is really pretty. I can't wait. I'm going to get some other fish to put in here with it that can go with goldfish. And then my wife, while she was out shopping and I was watching the baby or something. She went and got like two like 30-cent goldfish from like PetSmart that looked identical to this goldfish. I was going for a variety, but she did it without like talking to me about it or anything. And I just got so ridiculously mad over this stupid petty thing. But like I was just like, why would you not even like include me in this? Like I went out of my way to like make this tank look nice. And I kind of wanted to be a part of
goldfish.
the, new fish selection process, especially not get two more identical goldfish.
Trying to have
I
variety
mean,
in
And
his house.
you have a 10-gallon tank, though, right? I mean, would you even be able to tell that you have like 2 or 4 of the same goldfish in there?
well, the thing was, this goldfish, a lot of the reason she was pawning it off, she expected it, I think, to die a lot quicker than it did. This goldfish got pretty big. And that was another part I was mad about. I was like, you got 2 tiny goldfish to go with this giant goldfish. Like, he's going to eat them. Like, it's going to be a big problem.
He's the
And of
alpha
course he didn't,
goldfish.
just to show me I'm a stupid idiot who gets in fights for no reason.
Like, I don't eat my own.
Yeah, no, they do all the time. I researched it. I just, got the one that was good so that my wife could be like, you were saying?
Oh wow!
And so I got really mad just because we had 3 of they looked like the same goldfish except 2 were small and 1 was big. And I just wanted it to be like a really pretty variety tank. Ended up I became obsessed with fish right after. And did a whole bunch of research on fish and stuff. Turns out there's not a lot you can put with goldfish other than goldfish, so she was right in the first place.
What
They're
in
assholes
terms
to
of?
everybody. They're assholes to everybody that you put in the tank,
Mm.
including other goldfish if they're small enough. And so, but she wasn't wrong. But I was still just so mad about I even posted a status for 30 seconds. I was like, hey, am I stupid to be mad about this? And pretty much people reacted, so that I got my answer. They were like, yes, you're stupid to be mad about this.
You know it's petty when you have to take it to Facebook to confirm that it's petty.
I don't do that. I don't usually do that, and then I deleted it 30 seconds after 2 laugh reacts, and I'm like, yeah, nobody's
well,
gonna take my side on this
fuck
one.
Not enough react. Gotta take it down.
This wasn't favorable.
I mean, is that? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I mean, I'm out of the 3 of us. I'm the only one that's going stag right now. But that sounds like a married type of argument, like one that I won't really be able to understand that, but maybe Zach would because.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
I mean, there's no topic that's off limits in fighting after you're married. You can fight about literally anything if you put your mind to it.
Anything. And believe me, there's a lot of time to put your mind to it.
I mean, it's like living with anybody for a long period of time. I think it's like no matter what, if you're around someone, whether they be a loved one or a roommate, Steve down the street, whatever, he's now your roommate. After a year or two, if what didn't annoy you before is just naturally you're gonna be less tolerant of. It's like almost wear and tear that you have to constantly keep up with and patch with new materials to cover the old little. I don't know.
I mean, as long as you're strong enough to work through those things, though, that's the beauty of it, is that we talk about it, right? Yo, I don't fucking like it when you do this. And that's what he did.
No, that sounds ideal. Honestly, I wish I had your mindset.
I mean, it's logical, right? Like you either make up for what you did, how you wronged the other person, or what you just accept that it happened and move on. I mean, I don't know.
But here's the thing: once you're married, you're both never wrong.
Legally, maybe. No, on paper, maybe.
If you give in just a little, you don't want to give in.
Nope.
If you give in too much,
the precedence is set.
It just sounds
exactly. They expect it then. You gotta hold firm and be like, I'm mad about goldfish and it's normal to be.
All my friends agree.
The way that everyone describes it is always like a war. It's so pleasant and loving. I can't wait, It's like, whoa, dude.
Rush into it. That's the best advice I can give you. Is just the first person willing to marry you, just do it right away.
I hear that.
Right
I hear that.
Make sure to get pregnant. That'll fix your problems if you have it.
Yeah, no. I looked it up on a
Remedy for
self-help
everything.
site, and they said that. This is crazy. I don't know. I couldn't do it. You guys are the brave ones.
And now I have to deal with a smaller version of me that just loves my wife way more than I, as a man, show. and he definitely prefers her. And it's so infuriating because of things like I'm a better singer than I'm not a great singer. I'm going to say that. But I'm a much better singer than my wife. And my son will tell me, no, daddy, when I start to sing to him. And then my wife will do some off-tune Old MacDonald to the tune of like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star or something, like way just wrong. And he just loves it. He eats it up.
See,
Hold on. The first thing you mentioned is his lack of appreciation for your singing over hers. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think I'm great, but I know I'm better than her. Like, she's so tone deaf.
Are you singing with the beard on or without a beard?
With the beard on? Yeah, I've got my beard.
See, that's why, man. The beard is scary when they're young.
He likes to rip it out, so maybe you're right, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
oh my god, Harlan used to pull, dude. Dylan, I don't know if you've seen me since the whole quarantine thing, but I shaved my face. Like, my beard is gone. Harlan used to do the same thing, too. Harlan would just yank. Get a handful.
Did you shave it just for that reason?
No. Casey told me she wanted me to try the creeper stash, so I did.
Oh, that's the first step into weirder shit, and then you're gonna be wearing a harness and leather.
That's right.
Be looking like a SMB cowboy.
That's a good move. I have to keep my beard right now, at least, until I lose some weight, because it helps with my chins. But, I mean, honestly, I don't know how worth it is anymore. Who am I trying to attract?
She's already got me.
That's like a deep question I think everyone asks before they go to sleep, too.
Who do I really have to impress?
Yeah, who am I impressing tomorrow? Who am I gonna look fly as fuck for? Did we establish whether or not we're cursing throughout this stuff? Should
we can curse. I marked everything as not made for children, so.
That's good.
I asked the same question, before this happened, like a professional, but
Yeah. No. I mean, if we didn't, that's why I'm co-hosting. So we didn't have someone that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, then it wouldn't seem as organic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gotta have someone that's clueless.
I'm gonna try and not say too much profanity because I do want to share this, and I know my family loves to creep on my Facebook, so they're probably gonna hear this and be like, "I wish you didn't do that."
Damn it!
I wonder. So that's the goal. Then we gotta break John and get him to say some really deep stuff, and just forget that everyone else is going to be listening. How do we do that?
I really did learn
Well,
over audio without visual cues, apparently.
there you go.
All right, now I'm fine with all the words, especially the C word.
Especially
Huzzah.
the commitment.
I'm really jealous of Australians and British people because they can say the C word
They use it
no
so
problem
freely.
now.
It's still
Yeah.
verbal abuse here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, it's insane. People will get legitimately mad, and I'm just
super offended.
I could have meant it nicely.
Well,
This was a compliment.
I guess. I mean, that would be a weird compliment. It'd be an interesting way to flip it.
I mean, if you're Australian or British, I feel like you can get away with it.
Yeah,
you can just be like, you're just, you're a funny little. You can censor that, right? If you need to, if you decide you don't want to go this direction.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm gonna let it roll.
I feel like that would insult a few girls if someone just called them especially a funny little.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of women. I was honestly thinking of my friends.
Oh, in general.
Dudes. I had my dude friends in mind when I was thinking
general
that.
combo.
Oh, like a universal. Okay, yeah.
And that's probably why they can get away with it. I think we probably just think it's too women oriented. I think anybody can be.
That's true.
Yeah, I would 100% agree.
Equality, man. Words for everyone.
Words for everyone.
That's my next shirt. That's the next shirt.
That just put a ton of profanity.
What's
We'll
the
just-
legality? Can I just wear just like all the swear words I want? I mean, it's
Yeah.
free speech, right?
Correct. You're not infringing on anybody else's rights.
Yeah. I think maybe like stores might be able to throw you out.
Yeah,
if they wanted
they could refuse right to service because they don't have to service
I mean,
you, but
And also, don't get me wrong, it's a dick move because
Yeah,
everyone's got
for
their
sure.
kid who's just learning to read, who just reads everything out loud.
why does his shirt say ass hat? Well,
Yeah.
It's clothing for donkeys. Don't worry about it.
Clothing for donkeys.
Oh, that's the next big move. That's the next big startup. Clothing for donkeys.
Yo. For real though.
I mean, asshat. I think that's a great name for it.
That's a great brand. That's it's already, household name.
Yeah. That siblings would definitely be the demographic for that. It'd just
Yeah.
be a bunch of siblings buying that for each other.
Got you an ass hat sweater.
Dylan's already thinking of like the business model for this.
Yeah, dude, I got you. I got the demographic, you know what I'm saying? Like, just gotta get that color scheme down.
Ugh.
The color scheme's important. It's everything. It's everything.
How those letters gonna pop to your face so you know you're an asshat, you know what I'm saying?
I think you could like make Democrats your target audience with that.
Oh, here we go. No, just kidding.
Because they got the donkey as their symbol, make it blue and just be
No,
like,
that-
I'm an asshat, and it's ironic.
It's very true. If anything, they should just own it, and then like it's like Eminem, the Eminem technique. You just insult yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't give them the joy because you already
Fucking
did it.
algorithms.
Oh boy.
All right,
I-
so whenever we get rid of this podcast to go start our new clothing line,
It all started here on the test episode. It's gonna be the only episode because an ass hat's about to blow up.
we're like, oh, we already have a better idea now. So
I hope you know I'm gonna have to make some ass hat shirts and put them on the Facebook page after this one. You'll be able to buy an ass hat shirt shortly after this. Ass hat clothing for
ass
donkeys.
hat shirt, like it's
Hashtag asshat.
you got to go through 2 different types of clothing.
I'm not really sure what I'm buying.
It's linen. It's linen. Damn it.
Is it a shirt ass hat?
No, see you accidentally ordered the ass shirt hat.
Oh,
No, not the shirt hat ass.
should have read the disclaimer.
That's just we literally send you a donkey in the mail with clothing.
You
You know
what?
something.
If it's the right price.
I mean, what do donkeys go for? Should I start breeding donkeys? I've been doing it with fish now.
Your wife would be
Yeah.
really
I bet
mad.
donkeys sell way more.
They're
What
extremely
what-
related.
what called you to the art breeding fish?
Probably just how much it went through my mind over this whole thinking of how mad I was and like couldn't bitch to anyone because it was such a stupid problem. And so I just had to think about like, okay, I know this is petty, but like it just like boggled my mind for days. And then I was like, you know what? I've got this other fish tank that I didn't clean out, and I'm gonna put whatever I want in there. And then I started doing a bunch of research on fish and stuff, and I was like, man, I really love fish. Oh, that's kind of lame. But I kept going with it, and turns out I would like to breed fish, so I started getting fish that, are willing to fuck each other.
So
And,
if you think about it, something really good came out of your little conflict with your wife.
You're
If
gonna
anything,
all right, well, you
she
sound
did
like
you-
my wife now, so I don't really want to hear it.
I'm just saying, on an unbiased, just looking at it objectively, it almost kind of seems like you gained a pretty nice hobby now. Who knows? You might become the next. I don't know anybody famous for breeding fish, but if there is, you're going to be the next that guy.
I mean, exotic.
Yeah,
fish
I've kind
go
of
for
learned
hell.
that it's hard to be famous at anything you do because, like, now, like, I even went on this and I was like, there's got to be there can't be that many people who, like, are obsessed with fish. Turns out there are a shit ton of people who are obsessed with fish and
Well,
doing
yeah.
this exact same thing, like, in your area within a half a mile of you.
The house next door, bro.
It's
Like
like
they're way
if you
ahead.
could get it on a map like you could pedophiles, it would be just as terrifying.
Oh Jesus, it'd be chicken pox times two, man. I mean, it makes sense though. Fish has been around forever. It's been the thing that's we've lived off of since
I'm afraid they're the same map, honestly.
The pedophiles are the fish
I'm afraid
people.
to find that out.
Yeah, then we have to talk to you about some other stuff.
That'll be a very interesting episode.
Oh, we'll
Some
let Chris
other
Hansen do it. We don't own the rights to Chris Hansen, just FYI.
Not
Oh,
yet.
damn. Not yet. Yeah, think big, guys.
I'm coming for you, Hanson. Didn't he get in trouble for something?
I think.
I
it was,
mean,
I thought he
I
ended up
can't
getting.
keep up with it anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
something. I think it was something stupid though.
Thank God for the internet age. Else, we wouldn't know any of this shit.
Pull it up, Jeremy.
Yep.
Jamie,
Yeah.
that's his name.
Jamie,
Jamie.
Jamie, find that. Look it up.
Yeah. Arrested over $13,000 in bounce checks.
Oh, that's not a scandal.
Man,
That's just
so,
human.
so what? He was just poor and had bad
I mean,
financial choices.
That's a lot of checks. $13,000 worth.
That is.
For
Wait,
somebody we've heard of, especially.
you said $13,000 worth or 13,000 checks? Because you can do one
$13,000
check.
worth.
That's $13,000
Yeah,
worth.
it's still a lot though that you don't have.
That's true.
I mean, if this is a guy we can Google, it's like, honestly, if you could get that big where we can Google all of your crap, like, it's kind of embarrassing to have lost it at that point.
Yeah, come on, man. You can open a credit account. Think what's up.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're spending all this money on when they have their own TV shows. I mean, he was gunning down pedos. We ain't paying him enough for that?
I wonder what was it? CNBC, is that who did it, or ABC? I wonder what we're paying him because he was just the host. So
Like, we've got $13,000 in debt, me and my wife. Like, I mean, that's,
shit, that's just my fucking car.
regular people problems. What's up, man?
Yeah, bro. Can I? I'm gonna write a $13,000 check right now. And
I feel like
So I'm sorry my problems aren't, like, huge for you guys.
no, I
They're
like
very
it.
much
I can
First world
totally,
problems, goldfish.
yes. No, but that's better than some of the things I think we're going to encounter.
Oh, please do tell if you're allowed without them canceling on.
Oh, I don't know yet. I don't know. we have 4 or 5 people that have reached out to line up. This should be interesting. So,
Yeah, you guys got a pretty big response, or at least your post did that I saw.
that's why I had to do it, man. That's why we did it. We saw the response and we're like, you know what? Let's try it. And then Dylan was
I
like,
thought
"Yeah,
it was a
John."
joke, honestly, and maybe it was.
It was. I literally just posted it up joking, and then I got such a response to it that I was like, well, shit, maybe there's a little something here.
yeah, people are about it. They want to air it out. They have.
I mean, that was the right first move, I guess, was, fill out the market.
That's right. Generate buzz. We were sitting in the garage.
And they're like, oh, we're going to talk shit about stuff? All right.
Perfect.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, me and my wife were sitting in the garage, and somebody called me, and I don't remember who. And they were just venting, and people just call me to vent. Man, I don't know what it is. If it's the voice, if it's they know that I'll answer the phone, because I don't know what it is. But anyway, people call me to vent. And after I hung up the phone, she was like, you should just make a podcast. Just have them come on and talk to you there so everybody can hear and help. And I was like, you know what? Not a bad idea.
And then you're going to go talk to her tonight and be like, hey, this is how my first podcast went. And she was like, I was just like fucking about that.
Oh, no.
Like, don't do that.
Like,
Yeah,
stop embarrassing me. You have
no.
an idea.
Oh man.
I mean, it's good. This is a good first one, especially. It's good to start a little light. I'm glad that you didn't drop anything heavy on us on our first
Oh,
one.
yeah. When you guys get there, I am ready for it.
He's like, I got all kinds of stuff pent up. Let's go.
He's
I'm
like,
like trying to not like make you guys like depressed.
oh no, I love that feeling. It's great. I want to make sure
Who
that
doesn't?
I know, right? It's something about hopelessness. You just got to do it sometimes. Nothing better than not being able to do anything about anything.
Anxiety.
Woo!
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see where this goes, and I'm sure we'll probably do another one with you once we're down that line. I don't see why not, right? Once we get a few more, we'll bring you back on, and we'll get a little deeper. Get a little deeper.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once I see that people are actually like watching this, other than just my family and getting disappointed in me, I would love to come back on and maybe say some more things that I'll get in trouble for. But at that point, it's worth the risk.
There you go. There you go. I'm in. I on that note, I think we're gonna wrap up until the next one, so that we can get this one pumped out. Dylan, you got anything else for us, man?
I do not. John, it was great talking to you. It's been forever. I haven't seen you since high school, pretty much.
Oh, are you gonna be at the reunion whenever that happens? We're the same
Oh, yeah.
class, right? Or the same grade?
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, I thought so. I was just making sure because there's some people I was like, I thought we were, but we're not.
Yeah, classic high school reunion. I don't know.
Well,
Are you going to be there?
yeah, actually, and oh crap, I don't think I'm supposed to tell anyone. I don't even know if it matters at this point. I was asked to host it, so
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That
prom
makes sense.
king over here.
no, we're rescheduling right now, so I don't even know what's going on anymore
When was
because of
the
COVID.
when's the date supposed to have been?
It was originally supposed to be like in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now, I think, closer to that. And now we're looking at more like fall.
And this has been 10 years?
Yeah, it's been a
Holy
whole
shit.
friggin' decade,
I definitely want to go now.
right? Well, I have to now. At least if I'm still, I haven't even talked to anyone about it in a while now. If I'm still supposed to host it, I have to go, I guess.
Can
Yeah,
I
I mean,
host it over FaceTime, guys?
yeah, just a giant jumbotron with John's face.
Like the biggest Zoom of this pandemic yet.
Yeah, it's a map that's just all over his face, traced out for us. Well,
Yeah, no, I hope to see you there. I mean, shit, Zach, are we the same class?
No, I'm 09. 09, I'm a year before.
Oh man, you're older than me. That sucks. You're gonna be
I'm
30
super
before me,
old.
man.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm not ready.
So like more little tiny problems we can bitch about. 29 versus 28.
Now it's
it's a
fucking
big
30.
difference, damn it.
But hey, no, I really appreciate you guys having me on, being your guinea pig and all that. It's been
Our pleasure. It was a
cool to
great
talk to somebody
conversation.
who's not my wife or an almost 2-year-old.
I 100% understand that one, man. We appreciate you. Can't wait to have you on again.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, John.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Peace.